Your life does not change just because you learn something new. Your life changes when you actually do something new. Think about that for a moment. Most people already know what they should be doing. They know they need to exercise. They know they should read more. They know they should work toward their goals. The real problem is not a lack of knowledge. The real problem is a lack of action. And that is where success is either won or lost. Because ideas alone will not change your life. Plans alone will not change your life. Good intentions alone will not change your life. Action is what makes the difference. Success is not random. It is not luck. And it is not magic. It comes from hard work and discipline. Every day, your mind is giving you instructions. Sometimes it says, do the work. Other times it says, maybe tomorrow. Sometimes it pushes you forward. Sometimes it pulls you backward. And the direction of your life depends on which voice you choose to follow. Most people want success. They want a better future, better health, better finances, better opportunities. But wanting is... Let me ask you something. How many of your goals are still waiting? How many dreams have been pushed aside? Not because you are not talented, but because you delayed taking action. Think about it. 1 year from now, your life could look completely different. Not because of one big decision, but because of small actions repeated every day. One extra page read, one extra workout done, one more hour spent focusing on your future. Small steps can lead to big results. Your future does not improve because you hope it will. It improves because you take action. And here is something important to understand. Action builds momentum. Starting is usually the hardest part. But once you begin, the next step feels easier, and then the next one after that. If you keep waiting, nothing changes. Your confidence stays the same. Your skills do not grow. Your dreams remain stuck where they are. So stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting to feel certain. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. That perfect moment almost never comes. Successful people act even when things are unclear. They move forward even when they feel afraid. They start before they feel ready. Because action is the solution. It is the cure for doubt, the cure for procrastination, the cure for regret. In this message, we will explore how taking action every day can completely change your life. How discipline can replace excuses. How consistency can remove hesitation. And how one decision to act today can shape your future. At the end of the day, success is not about what you know. It is about what you do. Push yourself. Take action daily and watch your life begin to shift. Your future is not created by what you plan to do. It is created by what you actually do.
Think about that.
Everyone has dreams. Everyone has goals. Everyone has ideas about what their life could become. But dreams by themselves are not enough. Goals alone are not enough. Ideas alone are not enough. A dream without action will always stay just a dream. And this is where many people get stuck. They spend years planning, years thinking, years waiting for motivation, waiting for confidence, waiting for the right time. But life rewards action, not intention. Success is not something you wish for. It is something you work for. That is a lesson you should never forget. A person who takes imperfect action will always go further than someone who waits for perfect conditions. Why? Because action creates movement, and movement creates progress. Now think about this. What is one thing you know you should be doing right now? Maybe it is starting a project. Maybe it is improving your health. Maybe it is working on a dream you have been delaying. Deep inside, you already know the answer. The problem is not knowing. The problem is doing. That is why you must learn to push yourself, not once in a while, but every single day. Success is built daily. It comes from small, simple disciplines practiced every day. And that phrase matters every day. Not only when you feel motivated, not only when life feels easy, every day. Some days you will feel excited. Some days you will not. Some days you will wake up full of energy. Some days you will feel tired. But your future does not care about your mood. It responds to your actions. Danny is minor. That is why discipline is so important. Action is what turns possibility into reality. Without action, potential stays hidden. Talent goes unused. Dreams remain unfinished. But when you take action, things begin to change. Your skills get better. Your confidence grows. Opportunities start to appear. And slowly, you become the person you were meant to be. Now understand something very important. You do not need to take huge steps every day. What you need is consistent action. Read a few pages. Complete a workout. Finish a small task. Keep a promise to yourself. These small actions may not look powerful today, but over time, they change everything. Because consistency builds momentum, and momentum creates results. What you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. That is how successful people think. They do not depend on bursts of motivation. They depend on habits. They depend on discipline. They depend on daily action. And over time, those daily actions lead to amazing results. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Stop waiting for a future version of yourself. Start now. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Because action builds confidence. The more you do, the more you believe in yourself. The more you believe, the more you achieve. And it all begins with one choice, the choice to push yourself, the choice to act, the choice to move forward even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it feels difficult, even when you do not feel like it. Because every day you take action, you become stronger. Every day you take action, you become more disciplined. Every day you take action, you move closer to your goals. So remember this, your dreams are waiting. Your future is waiting. Your potential is waiting. But none of it becomes real until you act. Push yourself daily. Take the step. Do the work. And watch your life begin to change. If you only work when you feel like it, you will achieve very little. Let's talk about one of the biggest traps people fall into, waiting. Waiting to feel motivated. Waiting to feel confident. Waiting to feel inspired. Waiting for the perfect mood. And while you are waiting, life keeps moving forward. Days pass, weeks pass, months pass. And suddenly, nothing has changed.
Not because you lacked ability, not because you lacked opportunity, but because you kept waiting.
Think about how many times you have said, I'll start tomorrow. I'll do it when I feel ready. I'm just not in the mood today. These words may seem harmless, but when repeated again and again, they become habits. And habits shape your future. Your future does not improve by chance. It improves by change. And change requires action, not emotion. Because emotions are not stable. Some days you will feel excited. Some days you will feel tired. Some days you will feel unstoppable. Some days you will feel discouraged. That is normal. That is part of being human. But if your actions depend on how you feel, your progress will always be inconsistent. And inconsistent effort leads to inconsistent results. The truth is simple. Successful people do not take action because they feel good. They take action because they made a decision. A decision to stay committed. A decision to stay disciplined. A decision to keep going even when they do not feel like it. That is where real growth happens. Discipline means making yourself do what needs to be done, when it needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Think about that carefully. Because your goals do not care about your mood. Your future does not care about your excuses. Your future responds only to your actions. Imagine a farmer. What if he only planted seeds when he felt inspired? What if he only worked when he was in a good mood? There would be no harvest. So, success works the same way. You must show up consistently, not emotionally. Here is something most people misunderstand. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Most people think, I need motivation first. But successful people know they need action first. Once you begin, your energy increases, your focus improves, momentum starts building. The hardest step is usually the first one. After that, things get easier. Do not wait to feel better. Take action, and you will start to feel better. That is how confidence is built. That is how discipline is built. That is how success is built. One action at a time, one day at a time, one decision at a time. So instead of asking yourself, do I feel like doing this today? Ask yourself, is this important? If the answer is yes, then do it. Not because you feel motivated, not because you feel inspired, but because your future deserves it. The people who achieve great things are not always the most talented. Often, they are the most consistent. They learn something powerful. Feelings come and go, but discipline stays. So do not wait for the perfect mood. It may never show up. Instead, build the habit of doing the work anyway. Every time you act, even when you do not feel like it, you become stronger than your excuses. And every time you become stronger than your excuses, you become stronger than you were yesterday. Do not wait for the right mood. Take action now. Your future is being built today. Success comes from a few simple disciplines practiced every day. Read that again. Not once a month, not once a year. Every day. That is where success lives. In the daily actions most people ignore. We often admire big achievements, a successful business, a healthy body, a strong mind, a meaningful life. From the outside, it looks amazing. But what we do not see are the small actions that built it. Early mornings, extra effort, daily discipline, repeated habits. Small things done again and again. That is the real secret. Most people do not realize how much they can do in 1 year because they do not see the power of 1 day. 1 day of reading, 1 day of exercise, 1 day of focused work. It may not seem like much, but repeat it tomorrow, then the next day, and the next. Then something strong starts to grow. Momentum. What is easy to do is also easy not to do. That is why small actions matter so much. Reading 10 pages is easy, but it is also easy to skip. Taking a walk is easy, but it is also easy to avoid. Working on your goals for 30 minutes is easy, but it is also easy to put off. And that is where lives start to split apart. One person does the small things, another person ignores them. At first, there is barely any difference. But after weeks, months, and years, the gap becomes huge because success builds on itself. Just like money grows with interest, your habits grow through repetition. Every good action adds something. Every disciplined choice builds something. Every productive day creates momentum. And before long, small actions turn into big results. Now think about nature. A tree does not grow tall in 1 day. It grows little by little, quietly and steadily, day after day. Then one day, people admire how strong it is. But that strength was being built long before anyone noticed. Your life works the same way. Many people quit because they do not see quick results. They exercise for a week and stop. They read for a few days and stop. They work on a goal for a month and stop. Why? Because they wanted instant rewards. But success rewards consistency, not impatience. The biggest key to a better future is you. And the future version of you is being created right now. Not by what you plan to do, not by what you hope to do, by what you actually do today. That is why daily action matters. Every day, your mind is giving you instructions. Sometimes it says, do the work. Other times it says, maybe tomorrow. Sometimes it pushes you forward. Sometimes it pulls you backward. And the direction of your life depends on which voice you choose to follow. Most people want success. They want a better future, better health, better finances, better opportunities. You become the kind of person who follows through, the kind of person who keeps promises, the kind of person who gets results, not because of one huge moment, but because of thousands of small ones. So do not underrate today's effort. Do not dismiss today's discipline. Do not ignore today's chance, because what looks small now may become something great later. Keep reading, keep learning, keep working, keep improving one day at a time, one action at a time, one step at a time. Because extraordinary lives are not built with extraordinary actions. They are built with ordinary actions done again and again. Small, daily actions create extraordinary results. Stay steady. Your future is being built one day at a time. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Let's talk about something that quietly destroys dreams: procrastination. Not failure, not lack of talent. Delay. Putting things off. Waiting. Postponing. Telling yourself, I'll begin later. I'll do it tomorrow. I just need more time. And slowly, later turns into weeks. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. And nothing changes. Not because you could not change, but because you did not begin. Success is not built on intention. It is built on execution. Let that sink in. Because most people mix up thinking and doing, planning and progress, preparation and action. But thinking about success is not success. Only action creates progress. Listen closely. The truth is, you will almost never feel ready. You will rarely feel fully confident. Things will rarely feel perfect. The timing will rarely feel just right. And if you wait for that moment, you may wait forever. Because readiness is not something you feel. It is something you build through action. You do not become ready and then act. You act and then become ready. That is how life works. Action first, confidence later. Clarity follows. But procrastination flips this around. It says, wait until you feel better. Wait until you know more. Wait until fear goes away. But fear does not fully go away. Doubt does not fully go away. Uncertainty does not fully go away. So if you wait for perfect conditions, you may never start. Think about this. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person was once unsure. Every master was once inexperienced. But they started anyway. Not because they felt ready, but because they chose to move. And movement changes everything. The moment you act, something changes inside you. Fear gets weaker. Doubt gets smaller. Confidence starts to grow. Not before action, because of action. That is why procrastination is so dangerous. It does not stop you all at once. It slows you down little by little. One excuse at a time. One delay at a time. One postponed task at a time. Until the opportunity is gone. A year from now, you will wish you had started today. So do not make peace with procrastination. Do not argue with it. Do not listen to it. Replace it with action. Even if the action is imperfect. even if it is small, even if you are unsure, because imperfect action is still progress. Now ask yourself, what are you waiting for? The perfect time, the perfect mood, the perfect confidence. It may never come, but your life is happening right now, not tomorrow, not someday, right now. So start, take the step, do the work, begin before you feel ready. Because readiness follows action, not the other way around. And every time you act despite hesitation, you weaken procrastination and grow discipline. Until one day, you are no longer someone who delays. You are someone who does. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want right now. So choose carefully. Do not wait. Do not delay. Do not push your future aside. Act before you feel ready. Start now. Your future depends on it. What you become matters far more than what you get. Let's bring it all together now. This is the final step, not just taking action, but becoming a person of action. Because there is a difference, a big difference. One person acts now and then, another person is action itself. One person waits for motivation, the other creates movement. One person hesitates, the other responds. And that difference changes everything. Success is not something you chase. It is something you draw in by becoming the right person. Think about that. Your life is shaped not only by what you do, but by who you become while doing it. If you become disciplined, your results become disciplined. If you become consistent, your results become consistent. If you become focused, your life becomes focused. It always begins on the inside. A person of action does not wait. They move, they decide, they do the work. Even when they are unsure, even when they are scared, even when it feels uncomfortable, because they understand something powerful. Action creates identity. Every time you act, you are telling yourself, I am someone who follows through. I am someone who does not quit. I am someone who gets things done. And the more you repeat that, the stronger it becomes. Success is really just a few simple disciplines repeated every day. That repetition shapes identity. Not huge moments, not rare effort, daily behavior. Now, think about your future. Everything you want. Better health, better income, better confidence, a better life. It all depends on one thing, your ability to act consistently. Because action is the bridge between dreams and reality. Without action, dreams stay dreams. Plans stay plans. Ideas stay ideas. But with action, everything starts to change. Slowly at first, then clearly, then completely. Here is the truth. Many people miss. You do not need a new life. You need a new identity. Identity is built through action, not words, not wishes, but action. Every time you push yourself, you become stronger. Every time you follow through, you become more confident. Every time you act despite resistance, you become more powerful. Until one day, you no longer need to force yourself because action has become part of who you are. Your habits shape your future, so choose them wisely. Choose discipline over delay. Choose action over hesitation. Choose effort over excuses, because those choices will shape your life. Understand this deeply. Change is not one single event. It is a process, a daily process, a repeated process, a disciplined process. And it starts with one simple choice, to act. Not tomorrow, not later, now. Because every moment you take action, you move closer to the person you are meant to become. And every moment you delay, you move farther away. So stop waiting for change. Become the change. Stop hoping for success. Become the person who creates success. Stop wishing for a better life. Become the person who builds it. Because in the end, your life will not be judged by what you wanted. It will be judged by what you did. Be a person of action. Stay a person of action. Live as a person of action, and everything else will follow.
Act. Keep going. Transform. Become who you were meant to be.
Your life changes the moment your actions change. Take all of this in and do not just understand it. Live it. Because knowledge alone is not enough. Thinking alone is not enough. Planning alone is not enough. Only action creates change. So push yourself, not just once, but every day. Even when you do not feel like it. Even when it is hard. Even when progress feels slow. Keep going. Keep moving. Keep acting, because your future is not built in one moment. It is built in many small moments of discipline. The life you want is created by the actions you take today. So do not wait for the perfect time. Do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for certainty.
Start now. And one day, when you look back, you will realize that the moment you chose action was the moment everything began to change.
Push yourself. Take action every day and build the life you deserve.